So I don't talk descriptive like this, but this African-American gentleman has been down here, well, for months. And, oh, now he's not here. So he's dark and he has long dreads and he usually wears purple. And I'm not getting the steward arms, and this is a public street, as we know. Speed limit 15, do not park. So this is well owned and operated by the city of Las Vegas. Okay, and he's been down here for months, and probably before I rented one. And he is obviously having a mental health crisis. So why don't one of these wraparound services under the auspices of local Las Vegas City of Government Mayor Shelley Berkeley help him and all the rest? Lo and behold, there's a gentleman I was just talking about. What's your name? My name is Maria. What's your name? I see you all the time around town. Not just on 10.5 Street, but at bus stops and everything. Well, pretty much parallel to 11th. What's your name?
I know I'm a nigga, huh? I'm not a nigga. I'm just like you. Stop playing with me. We better get right.
Happy Mother's Day. Well, I guess to whoever birthed him. I've never said the N-word. And I come from a mixed race family. Should I say it again? Now, I am not African American, but my first generation cousins are. And it appears that he got free drinks from Fremont Street Experience right here to sit wherever he wants on public roads and masturbate, scream, call me a bitch, and whoever else he does that to. It's really hot here. It's around 100 degrees. Well, that's Fahrenheit and or Celsius. Pretty dry too, but not as hot as February, or was it? Is it? Reporting live from downtown Las Vegas, I'm Maria Athens, the one and only. Now, I believe this hotel casino, the El Cortez, is pretty original, but had to well evolve with the times. Now, Happy and I primarily parked right over here on the right, well, in the Jeep, to walk around here. Now, I'm always working, thinking of story ideas. It's just who I am. That's where I got my Clark County Press parking ticket for $25. Now, I thought to fight it, not fight it, but then you go and you walk into Clark County. I don't know if it's at City Hall, but then, you know, Maria Centers doesn't sound like Maureen Athens. So I just paid it. And don't worry, I have the receipt from City of Las Vegas government in my email. And I like this picture. Right here on 7th and Fremont. Happy Mother's Day 2026. It doesn't make me miss my mother or pine for her. It's a Hallmark holiday, just like every day is Valentine's Day or V-Day or Victory Day, if you know all about that. We're all Mr. and Mrs. International here. Let's go get a bite or a pick on a snack at the Turkish Gyro Halal Kosher New Greek Med Place. Kaliorexy, Monomu, Exomu, Mesamu. And I'm not I don't use this little bitch that cries all the time, or I don't call out, oh, my stomach hurts and all of that. Now, I cry, obviously, when Yaya dies in my lap, pretty much in her hospital bed that I was in. And I'm not dramatic or obsessed with death or anything, or dead corpses or anything. Am I going to start crying? What are they going to give my service animals back to me sooner because I do really need them? Is that going to change anything? Yeah, I can tear up. Happy, walk to mommy. Come here. I love you so much, baby boy. Why won't you walk for mommy? Why? Ask the remote controllers in him. He wouldn't. For an example, Kalamata had her own, feeding and waste movements too the last couple years. He wouldn't go to the bathroom outside most days. And I would call Scott Centers. He's walking better. Oh, let me see. And so much more. Ask my unit via LVMPD and me. Is that a Porsche Prius Bitch, Bronco, Carrera, Bentley, Maserati, Jeep, Mercedes, nice Mediterranean blue BMW, Topaz Cadillac that we got at Henderson Cadillac. I forget what the name is. The day after Agape died, right? And she was fresh in her freezer. Who was in our unit then? I guess they kept that retro because it's nice looking. And all the good ones can manage all of their employees all the time. Just me. So these people started stalking me over there. Are you constipated, or do you have something up your ass or one of your holes getting off on me? And I don't even know about that stuff. Just take it in. This is Las Vegas right now. Oh, is she dressed like LVMPD in disguise? Like that black and tan with your USA reversed patch. You're real official. I'm hungry, as some of us know. They took away my food stamp card. They said my therapist didn't have it on the right logo, but here's the deal. They have my new phone number and email and her phone number and email. Why didn't they tell us a month ago? Because I looked, well, at midnight 04 on the 8th, which was Friday 2 days ago, and it was a $0 balance, and they will do anything. Pacify me, feed me, suck me, F me, and all their gross stuff. I'm thirsty. I've been boiling water because I just know about that stuff. And according to Basin Water Company or Supply in Pahrump, they had a boiling water advisory. And according to Mayor Shelley Berkeley's social media team, Splish Splash, we have dipping pools and our tap water is, I don't know, kosher, healthy, or A-okay. Okay, you will heard it, as always, across the globe first from Maria Athens Live right here in Las Vegas. Downtown Mother's Day 2026, a hot, about 100-degree temperature Sunday afternoon. It doesn't make me miss my mom or want her back because I'll always have her. It's nothing like that. It's another Hallmark holiday, just like Valentine's Day. Don't get it mixed up with Victory Day, V-Day with the Nazis. Beep, 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 good ambiance. And I would just like to say on this Mother's Day 2026, Nike Frangidakis was Scott Center's #1 accomplice about me, right? All of his illegal TPOs and everything he did. She was talking to him multiple times a day that I didn't know about, calling to check in on me. I feel so bad for you. You don't have anyone. I don't want anyone. I'm in rehab voluntarily, okay? Gossiping to anybody that would listen. His #1 accomplice in all of his crimes against Maureen Maria Athens. And I don't feel guilty about anything because I didn't do anything wrong, okay? I don't feel guilty about your kids. You chose to be a mom like that. I care about myself and Kalamata and Agape Athens. And happy he was born after all that. Happy Mother's Day to all the good ones and baddies. We all make choices, and some are grosser than others. Romantically, professionally, or what, I'm out. I don't miss my mom today. And I'm not a dog or cat mom or a Cabbage Patch Kids mom. Of course, it was a well-prepared abuse in the worst of all measures for myself and my 3 service animals for my ex-boss and fiance, Scott Centers. But I didn't have to date him. I was 36 or 37, right? That's on me. But just like that, I called 911 and I was done forever. Okay, so we all make perfect choices. But some of ours are on the internet for life. Good now. When you Google me, it doesn't say for a couple of years that I kicked out both windows of the Anchorage Police Department's police vehicle. I was about 75 pounds with real pancreatitis. I was drinking a lot. They gave me the Librium or lithium or something that makes you go psychotic or something. Then Scott Centers, the day before all my stuff happened, that was at October 9th, 2020 or October 10th. It was a Friday. He told me that a doctor put his finger up my butt, and I thought that was seemingly the worst, grossest thing that they did. He said he gave me Librium or lithium, and then he switched it, and then that all happened, but I still chose to date him. Back to me. That's gone, though. Yeah, like I handcuffed for the first time in pointy pumps, not too pointy. They were brown. I remember And they were work ones, and now we just all wear that, right? Just like Melania wears white pumps, and I copied her. Yeah, right. We all look good in the same styles, right? And some of us look really beautiful in different styles, right? Or mix and match. Not really. Okay, and I'm handcuffed back there. So I can't even do a pull-up naturally. I'm fine with it. And I kicked out both windows of the police car at APD. I don't think so. And then they think, oh, Samaritan House here, they go there, women because they want to F felons and then jailbird or jailbait, but obviously I'm over the age of 18. I've been in the clink or the box 3 times. Once in Anchorage and twice in, Las Vegas, Sin City. I've never been in the hole though, and I never will. And trust, this is Nike Frangidakis Eleni's worst time of her life. But her daddy's money, Dr. Kenny, like always, will protect her as long as he can. Right there in Marin County or Saratoga. Broderick and Beach, remember that apartment? That was real fun. I wouldn't befriend a teenager when I'm in my upper and do all that. Want to party? Oh, wow. Hashtag Vegas Strong Ambulance. It's not for me. So respectfully, I don't care. And I did Google it. I didn't live here then. Our largest mass shooting, Vegas Strong coined in the history of the United States. Oh, we don't have red lights here. I guess it's our sheriff's fault or yours. Medic West. Hashtag Vegas Strong Ambulance. We care. The bus is on their schedule now. Our new administration with Ward 5, District 6, Chandra Summers Armstrong leading the pack. I met her when I made my show. She had this haughty attitude towards me. I didn't know if she was a client or not, and I mean it, and I'm not putting anyone down. All of this because I made those factual statements as always. This is just a facade. Oh, they're being quiet now. They're not stopping. I'm actually in more danger now than ever because the truth is out and I'm good. Oh, they're so mysterious. Oh, yeah. You can't buy, I keep saying it, talent, looks. You can buy better surround sound. Hot 97.5 with Lady G, Mike P, and La Jessa. Listen live, www.kvegas.com. Them among 100.5 and so many have been, stealing my tunes from the mid-'80s, really. Those urban beat rap songs, yo. We all know what it means. And the big yellows. And a stack of Z's just waiting for the summertime. Oh, these fucking losers want to be on all my shit. So some black woman just, you're good, you're good. So anyway, what I was saying is, because I had such low self-esteem, but theoretically I knew I kind of was the best. And theoretically, look like I do. Right? So was anyone good online or anything, admiring my work, take that as you will, that I do care about their opinion. A multifaceted group of people, international, but not all different countries. How's Miss Asghar in Pakistan? I was supposed to be in her wedding. But then these white people like Scott Senators was like, oh, don't go because something might happen to you. And I'm not saying it like this. The way she spoke English, you could tell she came from, I don't say well-to-do family, a comfortable living, right? And I'm not a religion, I'm Greek Christian Orthodox. And her family was really nice, at least online, and I'll always regret not being at her wedding. And it's when after I moved here and got my latest passport. And we're all just cooking in the background, right, Nike, among others? All of us are just cooking in the background. Gosh, everybody's just so, mysterious these days. Not really. Gas in my tank with serious dank. I haven't seen a Porsche Prius hybrid in a while. Wow. And just think, I'm back at my Albertsons. I curled my hair, curled it from my really good hair wand, and what I've heard people do. $5 in Bonanza. And who sold it to me? She's really nice and pretty. That was 4 days ago. I haven't brushed it. You can't AI me, bitches and bros. But I'm flexible naturally. Bend me like a pretzel. And I'll throw this in here too. Who is Nike Frangidakis' man crush? Prince Harry, who could dress up as a Nazi for Halloween. But then when he, lost his hair, married Rachel, she didn't like him anymore. That's Nike, 54-and-a-half-year-old Eleni Naki Frangidaki. So I love this Albertsons. And of course, you know, the narrative they were putting on me with all the toxins and everything, it wasn't good at all. You know, my hair was short. I'm glad I cut it. I already talked about that. So on the 8th, of course, every 6 months here in Homines, Nevada, and I'm not proud I have them, but I'm not embarrassed or ashamed. I've earned them. My first job was a busboy at Marin Brewing Company in Marin County on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge, and I've been paying into the system. Now, of course, I want to work right now. I cannot, due to my ex-boss's choices, among richer other counterparts, conglomerations, corporations, whatnot. Okay, so my therapist wrote a letter, and then so I called on the 8th, because that's when my food stamps are over, right after midnight. I think it was 12:04 Friday morning, this past May 8th. And so then they said zero balance. So I have $3 back from April till the 7th at 11:59 p.m. So then I called in the morning. I three-way Tabitha, but then they put me on hold, but they weren't there. But before that, the woman said I have her name written down in my notebooks at my rental unit, not the Regency Towers, where my paperwork's supposed to go. So she said because Tabitha didn't use the right letterhead. Oh, like they don't know who Tabitha and I are. And they could have called me or emailed either of us or Googled us. They'll do anything. Oh, and you know, I don't know whether they want to feed me or drink me. No, let me get some free food from our wraparound services right here at Vegas, Stronger, Maria, Athens Works. And they're so sick, Not a Cop, Dave Marlin and such, and Mayor Shelley Berkeley, they even like that attention I give them. Really, this is the best water I've had in weeks. And I already made videos about the boiling water advisory in Pahrump because I know how to do that. And our water is okay with their splish and splash pool around Clark County at the city of government social medias after a Wild Wild West parade. I'm not putting down the parade, but it's pretty hot here. It was hotter, like I said, or hotter in February or March. Welcome to Las Vegas. And I've learned all these things too. Of course you can. I don't know. So if a friend comes over, can you give them a water? Because water's food. So I'd probably give a friend a water. Not that anyone people want to come over right now, but not exactly. Right? So then people sell their food stamps for drugs and all of this stuff. And they're doing that to me. And then our attorney general, who's respectfully, you know, I respect other political parties. He's running against our current governor for the next gubernatorial seat. They all use that word now too. For next governor position this year, and goes after him and everything online as our attorney general on video. And he's doing all this and letting this happen to me. Black, white, tan, or anything else. They're so sick. They just love to see me suffer. Look, there's one mango. Suck my mango. But of course, I learned, you know, I don't exactly know what is the law and what's not. Well, it's not the law not to buy them all, right? But it's a law unlawful to stalk me. And I learned this with one of my last civilian standbys when LVMPD, and just like that, I didn't even notice. We were outside. Well, the library on the first floor of the Regency Tower is always such a chic building. And I looked over for a second. I think I was holding a Gapi. This was in October. I have it written down. It's the second day I got my Jeep. I went back for another. And they had packed up my Jeep. I could barely see out of it. I said, how am I going to drive? But they said, you know, what's the law? And I'm not quoting them. They were all nice. What so you can do? I mean, it wasn't completely. But, you know, I got nervous until I got it to their Motel Studio 6. Right there on 195 East Tropicana and Koval Lane. But if you call Studio 6, it says, Trop and La Vague. Oh, suck my mango. And all their disgusting shit. And anybody would love to do me or be me, at least just to say they did. Not everybody, though. So, of course, this Amy's came out when I was in high school in Marin County. So, $5.49 for this. And it is good. But, I mean, it just seems a little expensive, right? Oh, it's all organic. And it's from Petaluma, right? I remember. You know, in Petaluma, Amy's Kitchen, right? So, yeah, I'm good. Regardless if I had food stamps or not. Well, no, I used to get that. I'm good for today, though. I wasn't even thinking about getting it, but I wanted to see how much it costs today. Is it on sale? I can send Amy Demboski some in Alaska. Are you a full-fat vegetarian too? And some podcasts, I have to say, are really funny. I mean, ingenious, because the host is good or the interviewee subject. I've heard a couple good ones, and that's it. So as always, people are calling me a bitch, and little kids are going like this at her tongue, and the mom calls me a bitch. Reporting live from the best Albertsons ever in Las Vegas, I'm Maria Centers on Mother's Day 2026 for News, Scott Centers. Oh, and final thought, and this is for all the pro-MAGA people to ride our president's coattails or Ronald Reagan's, whoever. Of course, they're all on my phone, and so it's saying I have to do this fast full videos and whatnot. So that little brat, right? She had like green eyes, or I guess are they color contacts? She's what, 4 or 5 going to be with the long brown hair. Is she a child actress or actor? Not all are bad, and that's how she and the whatever adult mother spends their Mother's Day 2026 right here in Las Vegas in the grocery store stalking me. And I've said, like I've said always, a president and a janitor, we all shit the same, right? And you can be Miss International or whatever, and all that. You can be very smart and not go to college or go to Harvard and be a really bad doctor. Thank you. But I do think, in my experience, strength and hope, not AA, when I left my country, and I did drive cross country a couple times, not that I wanted to the first couple times with my mom, it did give me a sense of how vast America is, at least continental, and how other countries live, I guess. But I've really only seen not that many, and most of them were in Europe. So we're all just so great, right? And some of us have damaged but purer hearts. And the question is, they love me. You know, they would love me. They want to be. Why are they still doing this? That's just the thing. And it just gives me, not ambition, but they keep going. They just keep going. You know, there's mayonnaise and like everything I've said, people stalking me. They try to hit me every day. You're a bitch. Cars follow me, beat me up, and the whole thing to be even more guilty. And I'm not talking about, I don't say, these are just paid actors. They don't care. They just don't care. And they'll be out of here. They'll be out of Las Vegas eventually. I thought our tourism numbers were down, Mayor Shelley Berkeley. And you're calling on just Mexico and Canada. What about the good Mexicans here? Do they get to serve you? Do they get a raise? The good ones only. The ones busting their ass outside making your tunnels. How's the boring company tunnels? Elon Musk taking my fingerprints and everything. Regency Towers, what a chic place. When you go in there, I've said this, you pull up in there and you go through the gate. Then you have to stop there, leave all your groceries there, hope there's a cart. Now conveniently there's a cart for everybody. I got to do. Leave your shit there, go park in your designated parking place, hope your shit's there, hope for an elevator, bring all this stuff up, and the trolley, dolly, hotel thing with the wheels, and it goes all, and there's only about 4 of them in other people's homes, and downstairs, Scott Centers is always bringing in our home just to piss me off. And then I'd always wait for the elevator and hit one so the door closed of the elevator so other people would get it, because there's only about 4 of them. Excuse me, oh, you're somebody. Black don't crack, you stupid nobody. Anyways, and then but then there's none ever downstairs. Never. That's a fun building to live in, right? You can't, and he'd always say, I got you food and mangoes and Carmex. Sorry, water, Carmex, and food. Of course he did. And I have gone through not even a small container, a clear of toilet paper since I moved in November 7th. I got it November 8th at the Walmart near on that side, closer to the Stewart Arms, right? I was peeing all the time, putting Carmex on all the time. For what? Thank God I don't have any diseases or anything. That wasn't part of their plan. I'm okay. Once again, I don't want to drink, and I never wanted to harm myself or others under the influence of alcohol. Of course I harm myself and others. Ask my dad. And well, nobody is obsessed with me as much, almost, print or online, than the Las Vegas Review Journal. And I'm super flexible. They love my dresses, my hardware, my hair, everything, but nobody could be me. How's Brian Greenspun and his big sweaty whatever? And now I can tell who's fronting. How's everybody? Boys. Hit that like button. 12 hours between 7 at 7. It's Marie Athens, bitches and bros. Oh, candidates Rocky Pass. Mom is a champ. So I love this Albertsons, and we've made major waves lately. I don't talk like that. And they've known, well, Agape and I, and, well, Happy, and of course, probably little Randall, because we used to buy Matchbox cars in there, and little Randall's dad. So I spent under $16 when they stole my food stamps. But I've always said this, when people say, where are you from? I've always said my mom. But I was, well, made and born in Detroit, according to both of my parents. No, let me go to Burger King and get a veggie burger with extra cheese or just cheese, French fries or onion rings, a Coke. If they have Coke Zero, I'll take it because it's just not as sweet. But I love, well, sugar, and pay extra zesty sauce for more than, well, 2 meals cost me. Ime Polikala. You love me so much. Anything I do, you all want to trigger me too. And I don't talk like this. Or I'm not a perverted thinker, not even now. And like I said, I was with Scott Centers a long time as an adult, and I called 911 finally, and I was over it, right? 2 times. And I was sad. And then my dad had a very hard time after my mom kicked him out in the way she did it. He was heartbroken. She wrecked his family, right? And then he met my stepmother, beautiful Jennifer Weatherford Athens, in 2 weeks, and he was finally. And he never yelled at me, or he yelled, but he never called me a stupid anything or put me down that Greek way or any other way, and like Scott Centers did or anything. But he was heartbroken listening to Al Green for years. And he would talk about her and that he was going to, K.I. something her, but he didn't really mean it. And that side of the family wasn't very nice to him, and the whole thing. Love Maria Centers. And for better or for worse, I don't know yet, many people across the globe, I think, are making money off of me. And I don't necessarily work well or share well with others because I'm an only child and extremely intelligent and everything else. And I am a lone wolf. But I don't want to be a lone wolf as much as I am all the time. But then I've worked at places where they let people edit my shit and my eyes are rolling in the back of my head. And I've even paid some bottom feeder Cypriot who wants to be American named Alex something to make my demo reel from Alaska. I paid him $150 or $250. My eyes are like this. And then I just fixed it myself. How many hours and money was that wasted? It's just an example, right? He hates his island only when it's cool. Also, the third and final time I checked myself into Sunrise from home, well, it wasn't home, it was from the Trump Hotel, and a really good LVMPD police officer, I hope, to ask me, could I walk there by myself, which I did from Trump International Hotel 89109. It was about 107 degrees, and Sunrise is on Maryland, right there, sandwiched between, well, the closest cross streets are Desert Inn and Karen Liberace. So when I was there, a woman was in one of the beds. We were 2 beds apart. And she told me 7 out of 10 men are gay, but act like they're not. So I can pick them. I'm proud to say I've never been in love, and I've never had a good boyfriend or anything like that. Never. And then one made fun of me, I guess, on Facebook the next day. Something about Big Mac, like you take their bra off, but they're really smaller underneath. I noticed when I was at work. It wasn't Scott Centers. Somebody way lower than him. God bless the Greeks. 3 years ago tonight on May 10th, 2023, Agape died in my arms seemingly naturally. And I did hospice for her, and I don't regret it. But I didn't know that all of those medications were opioids, and they were doing all that testing on her. And Scott got her a wheelchair and the whole thing, and she died 10 days after the wheelchair, and she was running around, zipping around, and I would go get my nails done. I would leave every 2 weeks. The only time I left her, Scott Centers would watch her. And we were watching Vanderpump Rules. She died in my arms, and all this stuff that the black suit comes out of them when they're going to die, and you know when they're going to die. So many things. And then thank God for Animal Family Pet Preservation. Now, I wouldn't have killed myself or drank, but I don't know where I'd be. And this is not for everyone, thank God. And the gross people are now going to do it. And the whole thing, and then that Tracy who said that I would know because her dog died, and then she got a new dog and always painted her nails pink like Agape. And I painted ours purple the morning before she died, and I didn't have a driver's license. So I Ubered, and then Dr. Lisa Morrow of Haven, who put all those opioids in her, and I didn't know. I brought her there for the last 3 days of her life so they could pump fluids in her with IVs. And then Heather called me when I went to one of the stupid having AA meetings at the meeting space on Rainbow because I didn't have a driver's license. So I just walked back and forth with a backpack and everything. Went to Starbucks, went to Ross, Marshall's, Ulta for hours the whole time. And then I paid Cameron $100 to drive us home. and then she died. And then I held her. You're supposed to leave them out only for about 7 hours. And I was honest with Kate or Kari, who worked there, that I had her on their wee-wee pads and I just laid next to her. And that's the last time I ever talked to Nike, and I hadn't talked to her for months or a year or something. And I just, the next day, Agapi died because she knew of Agapi since, 2004, September, when I got her. Oh my God, are you going to call your mom and dad? Are you going to get a new dad? And I was just done. Then she started talking about some, I guess, guy she liked or something, the whole thing.